started the company in '94, one of the things we had to do is get lines of product. We didn't have, we had to go out and solicit lines of product to sell. Well, we did have some manufacturers that came to our rescue, but there were a number of them that were hesitant. One I'll never forget, an asphalt manufacturer, came into town, and although I knew the local folks, the upper management came into town. We had a meeting downtown at one of the hotels. I'll never forget, it was kind of like the Inquisition. We were in a relatively dark hotel room. There was, I think, 5 or maybe 6 of the manufacturers there, and there was me. And I'm sitting on a couch, and it was like interrogation. Why? What is your business plans? What is your game plan? What do you expect to accomplish? How long do you expect to be in business? All sorts of questions that were pretty straightforward and simple for me, but for them they were real questions. And although I had a bit of an advocate in the local representative that was in the room, it was a little uncomfortable. But I think that I made a very compelling argument. At least I thought I did. And when we left the room, they said that everything looked very good, and they'd let me know. Well, a few days later, they did get back to me, and for some reason, I think, looking back, I think that it was a process they had to go through. They said that although they believed in our company, they had a policy that they hadn't thought about, and that policy is a company needs to be in business for a year before we'd sell to them. So it took a year before we were able to actually place a purchase order with this manufacturer, but it was a year later. We started purchasing, and we've been doing a lot of business with them ever since. Another manufacturer that did not come to our plate early on, but one of the things that made me very happy was when they finally came to us and said, what's it going to take for us to be in your arsenal of products to sell? So there was one major manufacturer came to us years later, not years later, but within the year, and said, we want to be part of your team, and that was very gratifying. Again, from the beginning, we were wearing a lot of hats. We didn't have a huge staff, and everybody was working for whatever it took to get the job done. And we were sometimes so busy that we would, some of the things we weren't able to get done on an ongoing basis, a daily basis, like our billing, believe it or not. We were too busy taking care of customers to get the billing done. So for sure by the end of the month, but several times during the month, we'd stay late and bring in pizza. We even had a few refreshing beverages that we brought in those days, and we just get our billing done after hours and stay for an hour or two to do nothing but get the billings done, because we didn't have time, it seemed like, to invoice on a daily basis back then. One of the favorite things that what I remember early on was just the excitement of starting the company and having contractors come in and find us and say, we're glad you're here, and start buying from us, and it made it so that we were even more compelled to do everything we could to be the kind of supplier that we wanted to be, because we had contractors coming to want to support us, and we wanted to do nothing more than to provide them the best service and be their best supplier ever. And it really was one of the great factors of our success from the beginning. Just the potential of the day, the possibilities of what the day is going to bring. The night before, you have a pretty good idea if you've got a lot of deliveries maybe to make. But coming in the morning for me is a great time to say hello to everybody and see what's already taken place, because we have the crews and the operations guys have most of the times would have already been here for a while before I get here. We open at 7, but we have guys coming in at 6 and earlier, 5:30, getting loads ready, preparing, and so forth. So there's a lot of hustle and bustle that goes on when we officially open our doors at 7. So seeing everybody and kind of getting the feel of what the day's going to bring, it's exciting. It really is. And I think that it's also a busy time for us, because contractors customers are in the office a lot in the mornings picking up material, so it's a lot of hustle and bustle early on in the mornings, which is kind of exciting, I think. Well, I think that one of the things about our business is that we have some different departments. We have sales and inside, but the outside guys, the delivery crews and the yard folks are critically important to our business. And it's not always easy out there. They're in the elements. A lot of times, it's not an easy job. But I think that what's great about it is most all of us have been around long enough that we've all done those kinds of jobs. And I think that it's important that our people understand that we're not asking them to do anything that we all haven't done at one time. And still, when we're able to go out and kind of work alongside the guys, even if it's just to help load a truck or to help them, organize a load, I think they appreciate that, and it shows them that we understand their job and understand what it takes, so that when we're asking them, or when they for their task of what they do every day for us, it's not just something that it comes down from, say, upper management, because we work with the guys a lot, and we have fun with the guys too. We try to have, kind of formalized get-togethers with them, where we meet for, bring in some food and, visit, but also just, I think, in the course of the day, joking, pranks, talking about, each of our lives. I think there's a lot of that goes on that builds our rapport with our guys. And the most thing I can say that's gratifying is that the guys, if we have a new fellow that might be starting and I might not have met him, or maybe John hasn't, we're out there seeing them, and they might not know that we're maybe owners of the company, because we fit in with them, and we kind of, and I think there's a lot of value in that. Same with our customers. Our customers, see us as no different than they are in the construction world. We're all kind of working for the common goal of, production and supply and so forth. And I think that it's also important that we fit into that mold, to that kind of a niche. I think that another thing too with that we're pleased about is that we are involved with the business. Though we sit here in Salt Lake, myself and Stephanie and John, we try to be in contact with the branches. Here in Salt Lake, I'm right here in the mix. I'm downstairs. The counter's 2 steps away, it seems like, and the sales desk. So we're all involved and want to be involved, so that our people see us, but our customers see us, our vendors see us. We're involved with the business. We're not absentee owners or absentee managers. I think that's a great benefit for our organization and our culture. One last thing, Roofer Supply, celebrating 20 years of business.